everyone, this is class number 4 for PupScouts, and today we are dirt biking, and we're gonna work on a bunch of skills related to hiking and dirt biking. Right now, I'm just working on saying stop and having everyone stop with me, and then okay, and we keep going, but also them respecting the space around the dirt bike, not being on the sides, not being in front, not being too close to the back wheel for their safety. And that's something that should be done when you're hiking as well, because a dog being under your feet is really dangerous in some places. So that's the beginning of what we're going to work on, and then we'll move on to more advanced skills today. Now, maybe you're interested to know how I teach that to the dogs. So when I say stop, I immediately stop, and it's clear to them what I'm asking of them. As soon as they stop near me, I give everyone treats. So they are reinforced for doing that, but also they're following what Jonah does, good boy, and what Wally does. Those are the two influencers that are here today, and they clearly know those, what's expected at that time. So the other dogs just look to them for leadership. When it comes to okay, that's just, I say it excitedly. I get in the habit of just starting to go at that time. And of course, that's not a hard one to learn at all. As far as giving space around the bike, honestly, I would start to use commands that happen very quickly and loudly and snappily. So those are the commands like move. And that is a scary one, because if they get in front of my wheel, I have to kind of shock them into not wanting to be there, first of all, but most immediately move ahead, like go ahead. And saying it in that way so precisely and surprisingly really gets the dogs in the habit of not wanting to be there. You know, it is something that they don't want to experience, so they just avoid it. That's the truth of the matter. There's really not a good way for me to be in motion on a dirt bike and do positive feedback in that situation, unless then, of course, they do it, and then I say, good job, good dog. And as far as being on the sides of the dirt bike, I would just put out my leg and block them, or use it to push them back. So that didn't hurt Yuji, but it just pushed him back, and he's like, oh, okay, I don't want to stand where her foot could be. And if I were to keep doing that as a habit, as he's learning, and I say move, or go back, or something like that, he's gonna learn. He doesn't want to be near my feet. He needs to be behind the bike. And if they are behind me and running and doing a great job at that, I praise them. Good dog, go back. Good boy. And I just say, you're doing that thing, go back. And that's pretty much it for those 3 things. All right, so we're gonna practice these commands now. L, move. Good girl. Okay. Another thing that I do is, with my bike, I'll swerve side to side. And that also teaches them, don't get too close to the back wheel, don't be on the side of her because she might turn, which is the truth of the sport. Of course, I do it now in a controlled way, slower speeds, to teach them that, you know, that's not a good place to be. But in the future, you have to avoid slippery roots, slippery rocks. There are reasons why a dirt bike or a mountain bike would move rather quickly side to side. So it's good to practice that, and intentionally, of course, like everything else, to do it intentionally rather than have an accident occur, or to teach them in a way that's not as productive and really just pure out of necessity. Go, go, go. The dogs have been truly amazing learning all these skills, and now I'm going to move on. I'm going to add on additional skills and commands. For instance, go ahead. So I go like this. Most of them like to run behind me, which is great. I mean, that's just a natural thing for them. I'm a little shocked, but great. But I'll just say, go ahead, and I'll move my arm like this. And I'll make sure that my two dogs are there because they'll go forward and show everyone what I mean. And then as soon as a dog start moving forward, I'll start praising them. As soon as they take that first couple steps, good dog, good dog. And I'll just keep, I'll wait till everyone has gone forward. If I need to, I would park, the dirt bike, and I would get off and then kind of shoo them ahead of me. To kind of just pair the command with what's expected in the very beginning. Also, at this point, I'm going to allow them to go different directions. So all these dogs, they're very loyal, but Jonah ran that way. So I'll probably now take the other way. If dogs go one way, they think we're at a fork, they think we're going that way and they go ahead, I'm going to just go the opposite. Like without any... It's not like I'm leading them to where I want to go. It's just I'm going to lead them opposite of where they want to go so that they learn this command this way to make sure to follow me at every intersection. All right, here we go. This way. Good job. Dogs are smart, and even if they didn't go the other way like Jonah did, once they see that Jonah's coming back, here he comes, and that he had gone the wrong way, and that I can potentially go a different way than what Jonah chose, they're gonna see, that can happen, and that at intersections they should always pay attention. Clearly these dogs are doing it intuitively. Good job, everyone. Stop. And now we have a beautiful view as a reward. Okay. Good dog, stop. And of course the goal eventually is for me I won't have to say stop. All of the dogs that I work with every week, most of them I've been working with for so long at this point, it's almost completely nonverbal, our adventure days. I would say at least 80 to 90% of the day, it's silent. And so they just know what's expected after so much time and training and practice. It's time for a break. and they just stop when I stop. All right, we're on to a new command. Go get water. So we just came from the mountaintops and now we're going to a creek. So all I do is as soon as we get close to it, I say, go get water, and I point. I point to where the water is. Go get water. And I know they're thirsty. Look at them, they're panting. They're gonna be drinking water. So if I do this over and over and over, every single time we get to a water source, they are gonna learn eventually where it is, how easy it is, and eventually I won't have to tell them, or I won't have to go down with them. All that I will do is tell them, go get water. Go get water. Go get water. Good job. Go get water. The thing about this kind of training is it's not as much about, actually, hold on, I don't like the looks of that. Here, come here, Poppy. Come here. So at the bottom of this creek, there is some fungi, bacteria possibly, and it kind of looks a little like microcystis, which is, you know, a type of cyanobacteria, the toxic form. Dogs can loosen it with their paw, and then it comes up from the rocks, and sometimes dogs will see something floating and then try to bite it. I doubt it is because of this type of stream, but still, you can never be too safe. I just didn't want her eating some of those chunks that came up. So this type of training, it's not brain surgery, but it kind of is, because humans have a lot of trouble being consistent and doing something every single time, consistently saying the same thing, looking at the triggers, identifying what the sign is, that's the, you know, the flag to say that command. People, you know, that get distracted and just find it boring or whatever. But doing it all consistently over and over and over and over at the right time, in the right setting, is everything. Yet another command that I am starting to teach them is when I sit down, I say, go play, go be silly, go be silly, go play. That means you don't have to stand there and look to me for the next instruction. Just go, be free, do your thing, go explore. You know, I'm not going to say anything. And the indicator for that is I sit down. Go ahead. Go ahead. Good, good. Go ahead. Go ahead, Elle. Good girl. Go ahead. Go. Good girl, go ahead. Go. Good girl. Good job. Yuji, go ahead. Go ahead. Good boy.